Infinity Pool, man. So this is kind of big for Cronenberg fans. This is done by the son of David Cronenberg, Brandon Cronenberg, and I think this is his third feature film. The previous one, what was the last one he put out? Was Possessor. And so he's got this one out. I don't know the name of the first one he did, and I haven't seen that one.
I didn't know he had a first film other than I thought Possessor was his first film.
Yeah, there's a film called Antiviral actually that he did, directed by Brandon Cronenberg. So in Infinity Pool, guided by a seductive and mysterious woman, a couple on vacation ventures outside the resort grounds and finds themselves in a culture filled with violence, hedonism, and untold horror. A tragic accident soon leaves them facing a zero-tolerance policy for crime. Either you'll be executed, or if you're rich enough to afford it, you can watch yourself die instead. And this film stars, we've got Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård and Cleopatra Coleman. So Skarsgård and Coleman, they play James Foster and M. Foster. They're the married couple on vacation. Mia Goth is one of the people that they encounter. She's the seductress. And we've also got Thomas Kretschmann. He plays a detective on this island. We got Amanda Brugel, Jalil Lespert, John Ralston, Amar Buckvick, Roderick Hill, Caroline Bolton, Jeff Ricketts, Alan Caddick, and Adam Bonks. So these are our main cast. A lot of these extra people that I'm naming, there's some of the other people they encounter. Essentially what happens, I'll just give you the beginning. You know, they go out to this island, and it's an interesting setup. I would give it that. Like, basically this is like it's like a playground for the wealthy. You know, it's like one of these Turks and Caicos or something like that, except this place exists in its own way, and it's kind of cut off from the rest of the world. They have their own rules and everything. And basically, if you commit it seems like they're really strict on punishment. So if you commit like a felony kind of crime, you're pretty much subject to the death penalty. You know, they're going to kill you. So this is how this place maintains order. But also, if you have enough money, you could pay to have yourself cloned. And instead of you dying, the clone dies. James and M, you know, they're hanging out there. They just arrived there. And he's a writer that's struggling. He's got to write his new book. And he's hoping coming on this trip will give him inspiration. And they run into Gabby and, you know, these other characters. And they convince him to come hang out. Yo, let's go out. Let's go, you know, leave the compound, which is interesting, man. You know, there are some really good ideas here, man. But I just think the execution is a little wonky. So, but they go out to the beach, whatever. They get hammered on the beach and they're coming back to the compound, to the resort essentially. And during the course of that, the guy that drove there, he's too drunk. So James decides to drive them back, and he's a little bit better, but also this car that they rented is having trouble with his headlights. So essentially the lights go dead black, and of course he hits someone that's crossing this road in the middle of the night, kills them instantly, and boom, next thing you know, he's in jail, and he's got to you know, account for this accident. And it's kind of weird because his travel buddies that he met, they kind of throw him under the bus to the authorities, and he takes all the blame, and he's got to suffer the death penalty. And you know, and of course he elects to take the clone route, and then the story goes from there, man. So I will say this, man, I love that concept, the idea, but I just don't think it was worked with enough, man. There's a lot of questions left unanswered, you know, from that. And I think you've got such a cool premise, but you don't really spend a lot of time with this, man. And you know, the Cronenbergs, you know, I can include the son in this now. They're known for, you know, having really, you know, body horror type graphic stuff, graphic imagery, you know, extreme, you know, violence and things like that.
We're science fiction concepts and such.
Yeah. There's definitely that involved in here. This is one of the ones where you just like, there's no explanation of the technology. You just accept it and move on. Because even if you're looking around, there's nothing in this country or this place that would make you even think that they would have this kind of technology. So I think in this movies, they kind of use them as kind of like a MacGuffin device. It's like we don't really going to tell you how this works, but it's here just to, you know, facilitate this concept. But then you just go along with it, which I thought was fine, man. But then I think after that initial setup and all the premise, and there's a couple cool scenes, but then I feel like it just evolves into trying to just shock the audience with the most craziest imagery that they could find. They kind of just abandon, you know, this premise because even like basically essentially the people that they run into, you realize that this is what they do. Like they come here every year just because they know they could do whatever they want. And
oh, really?
Because of the cloning thing.
And there's no real consequences. Okay.
Yeah. So then things kind of unfold along those rounds. And I think there was some really cool stuff to explore there, but they kind of just wandered and wallowed in just showing just extreme and stuff of this nature, man. Like you got this cast here, man, which is great, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like it's hard to really get too much deeper into it without, spoiling stuff. But this is also one that even though I didn't like it that much, I will still say see it. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that I did notice just, after I see the movie, I do like to go and see what other people are thinking about it. And this thing is getting really favorably reviewed, man. So I like, you might be one of the ones that really like this, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I think there's some cool concepts here, but I just think the execution of it kind of just got a little ridiculous, man. Like, especially getting toward the end, man, I started just eye rolling, and I'm just like, man, wrap this up, dog. Like I've seen this kind of stuff. No, there's a crazy orgy scene that goes on, and it just feels unnecessary, man. It's just like, it looks like something that Travis Bickle was trying to get Sybil Shepherd to watch in Taxi Driver, and he's just like,
oh, okay, yeah,
you got all this talent here, man, and this is the best thing you could think to do with them, man. Like it's like I said, man, I love the concept, man, but some of it, I think he just got lost in the sauce a little bit, man, because maybe that's it, man. Maybe he thinks the audience expects or wants to be shocked, more than anything. And I'm like, I don't know, dog. I think you had a good story here, but you kind of just got lost. It kind of reminds me of recently Babylon, where I feel like the director just got lost in the, just trying to, hit us with the shock and the awe. And then eventually just kind of, instead of being shocked and stunned and seeing a spectacle, it kind of just grinded me down, by the end of it.
Have you ever seen Possessor?
Yeah, I did just watch Possessor, and I thought Possessor was okay. I actually liked it better than this, you know what I'm saying? But also, I wasn't in love with it, you know what I'm saying?
I really like Possessor. I think it's like a fucked up Avatar.
Yeah. I mean, see, but that's another one. Like when we're talking about the technology aspect of it, like you look at what's going on and the way that it's portrayed, it's like there's no way that shit will work. Like it looks like you opened up like when you're looking at what they got a Possessor, the little boxes and stuff they hooked the people up to. It looks like you took apart one of those old rotary phones.
Yeah.
Wires and people, So,
yeah.
But I did like the concept of that, man. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't blow me away. I thought it was a cool little kind of take on a Hitman movie and all that. And I did like the aspect of the characters jumping into different people's bodies and then starting to lose themselves in the process. I thought that was pretty cool. And there was some good acting in that too, man. I definitely like that more than I like this one. I feel like that one was at least more focused on the story. I think this one gets caught up in the just the revelry of these characters, and it's not fun revelry. Like I'm looking at these, like, man, y'all some assholes, man. Like it's a lot of time with people that aren't likable. Even our main character, he's not likable. The only one that I thought was that you would felt bad for was his wife in this movie, But yeah, I don't know, man. But it's out there, Infinity Pool. Check it out.